Welcome back. In this video I'm going to take a look at the Starguard by Gudi, which is £11.58 currently on Banggood.com. And I selected this because I think it looks a little bit like the Star Wars Lego X-Wing. Not exactly the same, but similar, and I thought it would be interesting to build it and see what it looks like and if it's any good. You can see the artwork on the box is pretty stylish. There's lots of Chinese writing on here, so I've got no idea what it says. And actually this is the first time we've looked at a model by Gudi. I think as well as looking at companies like Lepin, who just make direct copies of real Lego kits, it's a nice idea to look at other companies and what original offerings they have. So you can see on the front here that this does look quite a lot like the X-Wing, maybe not exactly the same. And one piece of text that's quite interesting is it says this is an 8-in-1 kit, and I don't actually really know what that means. So if we open this box, well, I got a little bit of a shock actually. I wasn't expecting to find 8 little boxes. I thought this was just one kit. And you can see here that we've got lots of different designs, robots and things, and I was confused. I thought, have they sent me the wrong thing? And actually, even the box actually folds over to look like a shop display stand that you'd get, so a kid can go in and buy one a week or something. So I thought, really, what have I actually bought? And if we look at the individual boxes, you can see we've got a couple of robots, or 3 robots, a robot with a sort of like nipple guns by the looks of it, a sort of spidery crab thing, a sort of space dog, an X-Wing or a couple of X-Wing type models, and a little space aeroplane. If we look at the box for the space dog, you can see there's actually 3 designs pictured on the front, so you can actually make 3 different models in each individual kit, and each kit contains approximately 45 pieces. And if we look inside the box for this kit, you can see that we've got some instructions and a little bag of bricks. And the bricks look pretty good. In fact, if you look closely at the bricks, you'll see that they've actually got Gudi imprinted on them, just like Lego has Lego imprinted on them. And the instructions are pretty comprehensive and should be pretty easy to follow. And there are instructions A, B and C which correspond to the 3 different models that you can make from each kit. I think it's actually really surprising that you can make 3 models from one kit, and the models don't look bad, they all look pretty good. And there's a special D instruction set which I'll tell you about later. But first, let's build the individual models from these 8 kits. So we'll start off with this little robot with the yellow shield and the little sort of claws. That looks pretty good. Now the second robot is pretty similar in construction, but is different enough so that you don't feel like you're building the same kit. And this one's obviously red and white, so one of the key things is that these robots have different colour schemes basically. The third robot is blue-white with sort of yellow nipple guns, as I pointed out earlier, and massive great triangular hands. And as you can see, all of the limbs are articulated on all of these little robots. Then we move on to the sort of space crab thing with only 4 legs, so I suppose it's not really a crab, and that looks pretty good with its guns pointing out of the top of its head and its articulated legs. Then we've got the space dog, and I'm not really sure, I mean it definitely is a dog because it's got a tail and a head and paws, but I don't really know what that is, but it looks pretty good to me. And then we've got this thing which looks a little bit like an X-Wing, and the wings actually move in the way that the X-Wing's wings would move. And then we have this little red and white one which looks exactly like a miniature X-Wing. In fact, it's a pretty good miniature model really, which could well be a real small Lego kit, to be honest. And finally then we have this space aeroplane. Now I would say that the instructions are easy to follow, and I really enjoyed putting these little kits together. Each one took about between 5 and 10 minutes to put together, and the constructions aren't clumsy or anything. The bricks go together quite well, so all in all really enjoyable putting these little 8 kits together. So now I've constructed these 8 kits, actually I need to take them all apart again, because the next part of this is going to use bricks from all of these kits to build the big X-Wing design that we saw on the artwork on the box at the beginning. So it turns out there's a special extra bit of instructions on each instruction booklet called Part D, and this is what you have to follow to build the big X-Wing design. So I think this is a really clever idea that basically you take the 8 individual kits, take them all apart, and you can build a really big one. So I put this together, and it took me about half an hour to put the whole kit together, because I guess there's probably about 300 to 400 bricks in the whole set. And I actually really enjoyed seeing this come together, because obviously I know it's not going to look exactly like an X-Wing, so I'm quite interested to see what it actually looked like. And as you can see, the final design is very reminiscent of the Star Wars X-Wing. It's more of a sort of very small X because the top wings are absolutely tiny. My biggest criticism of this model actually is the sort of ridiculous range of colours. If it had one sort of colour scheme, I think this model could actually look pretty good. The Gudi bricks went together really well, they feel like excellent quality, and whereas some original designs by fake Lego companies can be really clumsy to fit together, I felt like these instructions built really quite a solid model. You can see that the wings themselves are articulated or move, so they kind of fold up or down. So quite a lot to move around on this model, and overall it looks pretty good. Not bad really for £11.50. And it's even better value because you can make a total of 25 models out of this kit. So I'll leave a link to this down below if you want to take a look at it at banggood.com. I hope you enjoyed seeing this original design by another company. Obviously there will be more fake Lego reviews on the way, so if you enjoy these videos, please do give it a thumbs up. Ask me any questions down below if you've got any. I'll see you next time for another unboxing and review.